Good morning, everybody. Camera quality is a bit better. Contrary to popular belief, my girlfriend got those phone upgrades that are like traded in for free. And I guess as long as it's paid off, it was like $80 to upgrade it. So didn't waste money on a new iPhone 17. Got it for basically $80, and then, well, basically we got our different plan. Her plan was like overly expensive. So now we're saving $100 a month during that. Whatever. iPhone 17, awesome. Today, I figure it's only fair. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about why the price drop is amazing for young people like me, people that don't have an overly allocated amount of Bitcoin. I mean, I know my ratio is like decently high compared to a lot of people my age, or even a lot of people in general. They'll allocate 5 or 10%. It's a lot more money than me. They're 5 or 10%. I got like maybe 50%. But I love the fact that it just keeps dropping. A lot of people on Twitter are upset. They're calling for 50,000, 35,000, whatever. I don't care. And I actually hope that it keeps going down. I hope that it keeps keep going down. Because I think this is a really good buying opportunity for people that have a stacking goal. You know, I'll say it flat out. They say never tell people the amount of Bitcoin that you got. I've watched a lot of other people on social media. Whatever. I'm trying to get to an entire whole coin. Okay. That's been my stacking goal for the last year. At one point, I thought it was impossible. I thought it was like escape velocity with the compound annual growth rate. If it were to go to 120 and then 150 and then 200 and then 260, 370, whatever. But the fact that it's this low, we haven't seen these prices in what, 2 years? I think it's equivalent to like March 2024. So in like 2 years, Bitcoin has not been this low. Do not sell your Bitcoin. Do not sell your Bitcoin. Any investment in the short term, if it goes down, do not sell it. You should have a minimum time horizon. That time preference is going to depend on you, depend on where you're at with your age, depend on your income. It's going to depend on your stomach. If you can't handle a 50% drawdown and have conviction in something that you're investing in, then don't buy it. Then just stick to ETFs, stick to S&P, stick to traditional, like those big funds, stick to the Vanguard, stick to BlackRock. I have some of those, and it helps with my appetite. You know, if I see my Bitcoin go down 50% and the whole market's tanking, but then your VOO goes down 5%, you're just like, okay, you know, not that bad. Bitcoin goes up 50% and then VOO goes up 5%. It's like, nice. Okay, cool. That's why it's important not to be 1000% all in one thing, all your eggs in one basket. I do think you want to diversify a little bit, but don't diversify too much, you know, depending on the vehicle that it's in, right? But with this recent price drop, people my age, regardless of the situation you're in, I truly believe you can get to one whole coin. Obviously, it's going to take some time. It's going to take months. It's going to take years. Even for myself, I've been buying regularly the last year. I'm down on every single position. Now, I would be up if I didn't make the genius decision to sell my Bitcoin in 2021. But look, hindsight's 2020. Okay. I'm not worried about it. I don't beat myself up for it. I understand it now. I've spent the time to actually look at this asset class, study it. I've put in the time. And if you haven't put in the time to what you're investing in, whether it's ETFs, whether it's a stock, a company, or Bitcoin, then you shouldn't be buying it. You should buy things that you semi-understand. You've put in 100 hours into studying it. I don't even think I'm there with Bitcoin yet. I'm getting close. I've put in the time. I've read a handful of books, watched some YouTube videos, you know, ran numbers myself, spent time actually trying to understand. But look, if you don't have the diamond hands and you're just too emotional of an investor, you're cooked. You're not going to make it. Doesn't matter what you invest in. If it goes down to, if you're in some fund and it goes down 20% and you're crying your eyes out, you're cooked. You're cooked. That's the time when you buy more. That's the time when you buy more. And if it keeps going down, then I guess buy more, and then till you're out of money, and then just be like, okay, well, time to sit and do nothing, which is the hardest part of investing, is sitting and doing nothing for a decade. I was always jumping to the golden goose, to this and to that. Bro, just chill, do nothing, live your life, okay? It's just numbers on a screen. It is important. It is directly tied to your freedom, but just chill, okay? So what do I think is going to happen to Bitcoin? I don't know. I don't care. What I hope is going to happen, I hope it goes down. I hope, or at least stays in this range for like a year. Completely shake everybody out. And then do its thing. I mean, the math makes sense, right? When you have something that is hard capped. It's the only asset. Real estate, they make more houses. Stocks, they issue more stock. Gold and silver, they mine up 1 or 2%. Now, that takes time and energy. All of it does. But especially the gold and silver, that takes more time and more energy to increase that supply. So that is, I believe, the second hardest money out there is gold and silver. And we saw the recent rally with metals. People are looking pretty good despite that big drawdown that they had. Still looking really good. I mean, it took decades, but it's still really good. Still really good. And you got to be willing to hold it for decades. And that's what I'm willing to do with Bitcoin. That's what I'm willing to do with my stocks that I got. You can't control the price of these things. What you can control is the amount of money you make. The amount of money that you can make is infinite. You have to go out there and work. You have to go out there, try, fail, do the whole shebang. But and what else do you got to do? You might as well do it. You might as well go out there and try something. Don't go out there. You don't have to go out there and be taking these crazy risks. I was always looking for these crazy risks with these big payoffs because that's what you see on social media. And think about it for a second. That's obviously what you're going to see on social media. You're going to see the guys that put $100 into a coin and cashed out 100,000. You're going to see guys that essentially gambled, despite how much research you might have done. They gambled, and it pans out. That's going to get clicks, dude. That's what I'm interested in, or was. You know, you're not going to see people that are disciplined and built something up. But look, I believe you should look for an asymmetrical bet out there. With me and doing pools, this is a pool rod or pool stick that you use to clean pools. With that, I was like, I'm going to go out and clean pools. I went out. All it cost me was $300 for the equipment. I got a client that was willing to pay me $85 a month because it was my first one. I kept the numbers pretty low. And it's like, well, it takes me, 4 months to make this back, whatever. But then by the second month, I got another client. And now I'm up to 8. I'm making just under an extra $1,000 a month on top of my 9 to 5. That's an asymmetrical bet. The only thing I'm trading is my time. But being 23, I have extra time and not that much money. Now, if you're in a different spot, well, I don't know, dude. I'm making videos for people my age. I'm making videos for people that are maybe in their early 30s. The main thing that you can control is the amount of money that you make. And then put it into something and forget about it. Just forget about it. Have principles and things that you stick by. Like for me, my Bitcoin, my stocks, my retirement accounts, everything. Retirement accounts, obviously, I'm not touching until, I don't even know, 50s, 60s, long time. My crypto, I'm not even looking at it for a decade. Minimum. I'm not even looking at it for a decade. I don't care what happens. I'm literally focused on getting as much as I can. So when it goes down and there's an opportunity like this and I see it's tax season, I'm like, dude, I'm going to launch the whole freaking thing. And if it goes down more after that, cool. I'm not attached to it. I don't care what happens in the short term. I care about, Okay, in a decade, is it going to be positive? Pretty sure. I mean, it'd be hard to find some asset out there that over the last decade has went negative. Maybe like bonds. I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some dude that comes on YouTube and tells you what I'm investing in. But anyways, that's just kind of my thought on the recent price action. I do believe it's a really good time, and when I do hit that stacking goal, I'll be sure to share it with you guys. And yeah, man, it's exciting stuff. You know, when I see the price goes up, I'm happy because I make money. And when I see the price go down, I'm happy because I can buy more at a discounted rate, because I have conviction in what I'm investing in. And as you guys know, I'm not like a complete Bitcoin maxi, right? I have diversified funds. I broke them down like in the last 2 videos. You can go back and watch them. But, you know, and another thing is, like, I might get into building up a dividend portfolio after I hit my stacking goal. I've looked at things like SCHD, BTCI, that sort of thing. And whenever I go to buy them, I'm not looking to sell them. And I don't care what happens in the short term. You have to have time horizon. Now, if you are later in life, you don't have that time horizon, I can't give advice to you. I just can't. I don't know what you should do. If you're 50 years old and you have $200,000 total, that's your net worth, and you want to get it to 2 million soon so you can reap some of the benefits, bro, I don't know what you should do. My videos are not for you. My advice, my life experience, I have zero idea what you should do. How to preserve it, your estate, I don't know. I'm just telling you what I'm doing as a 23-year-old. I'm buying stuff, and I'm not even concerned about the price for like a decade, 2 decades. I'll be in my early 30s. I'll check it. I'll be like, cool. All right. But until then, I don't care. I'm obviously trying to make as much money as I can, cut my expenses, still live a good life. Going to Flagstaff next week. I'm going to do some snowboarding and skiing and doing what I can, man. You know, building my pool business, scaling that up to whatever I can. You know, I'm going to keep getting clients, and when it gets to the point where I can't fulfill those needs of all the clients that I got, I'll look at hiring somebody from, but until then, I'm just freaking living, investing, and that's all I got to say. Hitting the gym, just smack some arms right now. I got work tonight. It's my Monday. That's all I got for you guys, dude. But don't get caught up in this stuff. Don't get caught up in the fact that it's 50% down. Think about it. You're buying more if Bitcoin's your thing. If Bitcoin's not your thing, then yeah, you can laugh from the sidelines. But with whatever you're investing in, if you have the time, if you have a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, don't worry about the price. Keep buying more. Keep getting to that goal, because you can't control the price, but you can control how much money you make. So if it's down and you're just like, you know what, I can't take this. I can't take the volatility. Just let your investments ride. You're going to make more money. Go out there, get a side. How are you not working like 50, 60 hours a week? You know, that's just me personally. Okay. I know that's not for everybody, but that's just me. So those are my actual thoughts. Don't get caught up in it, and take advantage of the discount while you can. That's what I'm doing. That's my advice. Not a financial advisor. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Thanks for watching.